Welcome to Taking Care of Business on News Talk 1180 KERN for the best in Saturday talk radio at 1 o'clock and on 1230 KGEO at 10 o'clock Saturday, and for the very best in Wednesday talk radio on 1410 KERI, the Christian station. We are now on 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and also on the internet on knookmedium.com, serving Richmond, Oakland, and the San Francisco Bay Area. Your host is Clay Kerner, and I'm Marty Pay, and our producer is Greg Held. Clay's out working today, so it'll just be Greg and I, and we had a great show last week with Mary Lee Schreider from the Kern County Right to Life and our own Ralph Bailey. But today we've got a dynamite show with 3 guests. Not 1, not 2, 3. Our third guest is an old friend of the show, Congressman John LeBoutier, who I really like. And then we've got a gentleman who wrote a dynamite book called Taxifornia. That's James Lacey. But for the first segment, we've got a future friend of the show, somebody that I regret not having on before, somebody from the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center, Demi Hicks. Demi, welcome to Taking Care of Business.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And I apologize for not having you guys on sooner. This is an issue that's close to my heart. I think I mentioned to you on the phone that I was involved in starting 2 crisis pregnancy centers. So, and we've been doing this now for almost 4 years, and I can't believe we haven't had you on. So,
oh wow, thanks for having us then.
Yeah, and I wanted to sneak you guys on because you've got an event coming up in a couple of weeks. But before we talk about that, tell us a little bit about the Pregnancy Center, what you guys do.
Okay, well, the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center is basically an extension of the local church. We help meet the needs of women and families going through unplanned pregnancies. So the center actually provides free ultrasounds, free pregnancy tests, free verifications so that they can apply for Medi-Cal, material assistance like maternity clothes, diapers, baby layettes, and we also do men's counseling as well to help the men that are going through the unplanned pregnancy as well. We also do post-abortive care and counseling and counseling for women that have miscarriages or lose a child. And so, we kind of try to meet the needs of the entire pregnancy for a woman.
Now, last week we had Mary Lee Schreider in.
Yeah.
What's the difference between what you do and what the Right to Life Pregnancy or Right to Life Center does?
Okay, well, we are non-political and we're a faith-based ministry. So that's a big difference. We are actually at the front lines of meeting the women that are sometimes they're going in and they're abortion vulnerable or they're thinking about getting an abortion. And so we are like the first contact for those women. So we are the ones that actually interact with the women, help them through their crisis pregnancy. And a lot of the times they come out feeling better and they choose not to have the abortion. So that's our main purpose.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Good. Because when we had Mary Lee in here, she was talking about you guys do a lot of work together, which is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. I really like Mary Lee, and I've gotten to get to know her as I've started working here at the center. So
we got into an interesting conversation last week because when I first started becoming involved in the movement 20 some odd years ago, there was a big distinction between the Catholics and the Protestants. And that's becoming less and less of an issue.
Actually, it's funny that you say that because a lot of the Catholics are becoming more involved with our center, especially due to Witness to Life, which is a new kind of inter-parish Catholic ministry, and they're really getting more involved with the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center. It's awesome. Yeah,
because you guys, the role you guys have in the community is fantastic. And I remember when we started our pregnancy center up in Tehachapi, I was one of the founding members of it, and I want to say 22 years ago, but I remember you guys were such a great help. John, and I can't remember his last name, was the chairman at that time. And I remember
he was right before Linda, I believe.
Yeah. I remember he came up and he did a great job helping us. So tell us a little bit about this obviously is the month that we commemorate. That's probably a poor term. Roe versus Wade, and all the lives that decision has cost over the last 20 plus years. So what are you going to be doing in commemoration of that?
Well, we have Sanctity of Human Life bulletin inserts that we are giving away free to all the churches in Bakersfield. So I've been getting in touch with a lot of pastors and asking them if they need kind of a church bulletin that goes in that talks about the sanctity of human life and being made in the image of God. So that's what we're doing for that. And then we also have our banquet coming up, which we usually try to put right near the date of Roe versus Wade. So that's going to be on January 28th.
And that's your annual banquet?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the banquet. What's going to be going on?
That's going to be on January 28th, like I said, on a Tuesday. At 6 o'clock, doors will open. There's going to be a dinner served by Hodell's, and it's going to be at Olive Knolls Church of the Nazarene off of Fruitville. And we're going to actually be having Pam Tebow as our guest speaker for the night, so that's going to be really exciting.
Our in-studio guest is Demi Hicks, talking about the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center. So tell us about your guest, Pam Tebow.
Okay, Pam Tebow is kind of an advocate for women's rights and also for the pro-life movement. She was actually... Tim was apparently a really difficult pregnancy for her, and she was advised to get an abortion, but she chose to keep Tim. So, and now he's a Heisman Trophy winner, and all of this stuff. And she's really been given a platform to speak on the behalf of the pro-life movement. So we're really excited to have her.
Now, for those of you who don't know who Tim Tebow is, he's a famous quarterback. He quarterbacked the Broncos before my guy Peyton Manning got in there.
Yeah, and he was really famous for the Gators, I believe.
Yes, for Florida. They won the national championship. Yeah.
So...
and a strong believer. He makes no bones about the fact that he's a strong believer.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. So, and tell us a little bit about your website, too. You guys have a dynamite website.
Oh, thank you. Actually, Kayleen Shue is our person who deals with our website. Yeah, you can find us at www.bpcpartners.org. And if you're interested in finding out more about the banquet, there's also a website for the banquet, which is bpcbanquet.org. So...
Now, you're not... It was funny because when we had Mary Lee in here last week, Clay made a joke. He says, you're not funded by the federal government?
Oh, yeah.
Considering the fact that the other side of the issue is funded by the government. Yeah. Imagine that. So it's all private donations.
Yes, we are all donors. That's how we are sustained, basically. It's really amazing. When I first started working there, I was, wondering, trying to figure out how we stay afloat.
Sure.
And it's all of our donors. And God just continues to bless us with more and more donors and more clients than ever before. We've had a 18% increase last year of clients. So we take that as God is trusting us with his precious cargo.
Now, how many clients do you see, say, in an average month?
Well, actually, I just found out last year we had 18,863.
18,000?
Yeah, 1,800.
1,800. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
1,800 clients, which is huge for us.
Oh yeah.
And yesterday, I was just talking to our center director, Debbie Tidwell, and she told me that last month we saw about 80 clients.
Wow.
Which is amazing. I don't even know how we had the staff to do that. So it's just a miracle, and people keep coming in. It's through word of mouth. People are finding out about us, but we're also making a lot of kind of changes with the way that we advertise. We're starting to do billboards. We're starting to get on the radio more. Yep. So we're really trying to focus on that aspect also.
Yeah. You have an open invitation to come back here anytime you want.
Awesome. Thank you.
So do you provide ultrasounds, that type of thing?
Yes, we do free ultrasounds. And we especially try to get the abortion vulnerable women in there because we've seen about 76% of the women that go in that are abortion minded or abortion vulnerable, they decide to choose life for their baby after they come out from the ultrasound. Yeah. So the ultrasound's been really, really awesome as far as our ministry.
Mary Lee has mentioned the fact that I guess they're trying to get a bill passed that I guess you're a part of, that would make...
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're really a part of it, but we've heard a lot about it. And she's gotten a lot of the stats from us, which have really helped boost their confidence in their bill. So
yeah, because in other words, that bill is designed to make it... I mean, if you believe in pro-choice, then you should be willing to give the woman the opportunity to see the ultrasound because that's part of her decision-making process, so she knows what she's doing. Yeah. But again, for obvious reasons, the other side's fighting that. But you would think it would be a natural because, hey, if you really believe in choice, here's your options. Here's what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's what we try to really do at our center is give the woman the entire all the information that she needs to make the right choice for her.
You bet.
We can't really make the choice for the woman. We can just love on her and let her know that her life is not over, that she has lots of different options, and that she has people surrounding her to help. So
yeah, definitely.
That's what we really try to do.
So again, the banquet is
January 28th, Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Doors will open.
And the phone number in case people want to hear more about it?
661-326-1915.
Give me that again.
661-326-1915.
And your website?
www.bpcpartners.org.
Okay, great. Demi, thank you so much for the time. And I'm
Guy.
sorry we had to just have you in for a short segment, but I wanted to have you here because that event on the 28th I think is very, very important.
I appreciate you guys having us on there.
And thank you guys for what you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care now.
Okay.
We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180.